So we all see the golfers that look like this. They're moving at incredible speed, but the ball goes nowhere. We all see the golfers that look like their arms are throwing shapes that they're trying to fall out of a tree rather than swing a golf club. So today we're really going to share with you how we can create more time, space, efficiency, correct orthodox technique in this transition area so you don't rush that downswing. Now, what I see a lot with golfers is when they get to the top of the backswing, they're in such an underturned, narrow position that they can only then throw the club and move the torso forward to get on the golf ball, as it were. That's really death moves for me in the golf swing, killer moves, destroyers. We want to feel that we have time, space, width. So creating the correct pivot, creating the correct width, gives you time to be able to sequence your downswing correctly. So it's more about making it more automatic for me, and it's how we get this big turn. So the key first thing I'm going to ask you to do is swing the golf club one-handed. So if you take your grip with two hands, then leave your right hand only on the club, make a huge turn and put your hand on your sternum, make a huge turn and stretch your arm out as far as you can, and then try and reach that club. That's the position I want you to be at the top of the backswing. Now that makes me a bit breathless. It's a hard, big turn for me. My back is a bit tight and stiff. Even someone commented the other day, I look stiff. I am stiff. I'm in the chiropractor every 3-4 weeks. I am stiff. But we need to make a biggest turn we can. Now you can work on your flexibility if you need to, but I'm not really saying that's what you should go and do straight away. Let's try and make a bigger turn first of all. Put the club across your rib cage. Make sure the rib cage moves. Make sure your hips move. Make sure your thighs and knees move. Place your arm out as far as you can. Get that stretch. That gives you the space and time to drop that club into the slot. That's the first thing I'd want you to do. And certainly you can hit golf balls doing that as well. Let's just try one of those. So, normal dress position, right hand only, big turn, stretch, and from there, try and feel like we're going to hit that golf ball. Now, the tendency is to top a lot of shots doing that, because when you reach, we tend to let the shoulder come up and we tend to stand up a bit. Long term, standing up a bit in the backswing doesn't hurt you. Get the force up, get the force down, that helps power. But you might find the ball striking is a bit iffy while you're doing it. That one was very thinned, but it's not about that. It's about creating that stretch, that room, that width. Obviously with momentum, the club will travel further and it'll probably narrow a bit more, but it's all about getting that feeling of stretch and being away from that golf ball while still trying to stay centered, but we want the width. The second thing would be to do is actually hit shots right hand only. And when we use our right hand only, it creates more width and space in the golf swing. So it's much harder to get sort of laggy, narrow and flippy on the way down. It creates this feeling of space. So we really want that in the swing if we can. So hitting shots just with your right hand only is a great way of feeling that. Now, when you're doing it, put your lead hand again on your kind of zip at your top, on your rib cage, so you can allow to feel what your body's doing as you do it. So it's kind of right hand only and swings like that, and let that feel incorporate itself into the two-handed swing when you go back to two hands. The idea might be you hit 10 or so shots doing that, then a couple of normal shots. And you might end up doing that as a practice swing on the golf course if it gives you the right feels and gives you the right outcome straight afterwards. That'll be something for you to suck and see what works. Again, contact will be a bit varied. It gets better the more shots you hit, but just again to give you that feeling of width and creating that kind of space on the downswing, this is a great drill. The last thing I want you to do is use a ball or basically an armband, swimming armband, to give you the feeling that arm can stay away from your body at the top. So trail arm, hence the one arm swing to the right hand. This gives you the feeling of that width again on the way down. And again, if I get too narrow on the way down, this will want to jam into my body as well. So the feeling is, keep that ball away from my side. Ideally give me a big turn as well, so we don't compromise any way, shape or form. But feeling that ball's away from me. On the way down, you might get some contact for sure, but certainly in the backswing and that initial part of the transition, try and keep that ball clear away from your body. Let's try ball. So very wide feel, very much made me feel like I had super space and time. Definitely wasn't rushing that downswing. Definitely don't like the feel of rushing my downswing, and I can understand why people come into the studio saying it feels rushed, it feels quick. Yet you look at their speed on TrackMan and they're really slow, especially compared to the best players in the world. We want to create space and time by moving correctly prior. As one of my good friends says all the time, work away from the problem to fix the problem. Because normally the cause of the problem isn't what you're seeing, it's what happens before. So there you have it, how to stop rushing the downswing, the cause, the fixes. We want to get the golf club in the right position on the way back to allow the downswing to have space, have time, and automatically get into the slot and get onto the golf ball where we feel we can be putting the speed in the right places and putting the effort in the right places, rather than feeling that we're rushing to get there and then having to get all jumbled up. If you've liked the video, please click like and share the video. Also, please post comments, questions down below and feedback. Also, if you haven't followed or subscribed already, hit my logo. Only a small percentage of you do, and again, it's all for free, and it just lets you know when I'm launching videos if you click the notifications button as well. Lastly, thank you for joining me today at the Forest of Arden. Hope to see you back here real soon.